Hey, everybody. It is Tuesday, March 11th. We are 2 days early this month. We had to do a little switching of the schedule, but we are here for the monthly Real Talk Live with myself, Sophie Zollmann of FMD Strategic Partners, and my friend and colleague and partner in crime, fun, Victoria Lynn Hannu. And we are going to talk to you about marketing and coaching and mindset and all the fun real life stuff that we talk about when it comes to creating your best life and your best business. Today, we're going to talk about finding your voice in a noisy market. And Victoria, I know last time we forgot to introduce ourselves. So please introduce yourself so that everybody on here knows who you are.
Okay, well, Sophie knows who I am, but for all of you out there watching live or watching this after, I'm Victoria Lynn Hannu. I am the founder and CEO of Heart and Soul CEO. I am a business transformation coach and strategist, and I'm here to help you get through whatever is up for you that you've had enough of and help you to create a business and life that lights you up.
I
Sophie,
love
back
it.
to you.
All righty, awesome. Sounds good. And for those of you who may not know me, I'm Sophie Zollmann. I'm the owner and founder of FMD Strategic Partners. We take the guesswork out of marketing to get real results for 7 and 8 figure service providers. We love doing a custom strategy and marketing plan after assessing everything you're doing and not doing to create something that works for you and your business and your clients. No cookie cutter here. We are all custom, we are all real, and we are the entire department to execute it for you so that you get everything you need in one place at a fraction of the cost of hiring an in-house marketing department. All righty. Victoria, are you ready for today's amazing topic? We're going to find our voice and we're going to help them find their voice.
I am absolutely ready. And you know what? Just a little side thought after you were talking and introducing yourself. It's like we are diving into strategy on two sides.
Yes.
There's the strategy for marketing, which is what we dive into. And then there's the strategy to apply to the inside of your business. So we've got the inside and the outside covered.
Yes, we do. And we do it with a lot of fun, a lot of real talk, and none of the baloney, none of the bullshit that's out there. Oh, and yes, sometimes we do cuss. So if there's anybody out there, I'm preparing you now. You may get the occasional cuss word and maybe even an F bomb now and again, but we try to contain ourselves. But we like to have fun and be real. So there's that. All righty. So let's start out with business transformation. When you are transforming your business from one thing to another, because let's get real here. If you are not evolving and growing and changing your business to meet the needs of not only yourself, your life, and your passions, but for your ideal clients in this ever changing world, you're stagnating. So business is always evolving. And there's transformation involved in all of that, both personal, business, etc. So, in relation to finding your noise in that noisy market, because that's one of the reasons you evolve and change and grow, is because out in the marketplace where you are trying to be yourself, trying to market your skills, your business, all those things, you have a lot of noise to go up against. So, let's talk about the inside of the business, the mindset, the things like that. Victoria, I'm going to give you first go. Talk to us about the challenges that happen inside the business during a business transformation, evolution, change, that kind of a thing.
Well, really, Sophie, the place to really start when we're looking at doing a business transformation and a business evolution is to kind of take a step back and look at what really got us to where we are, what was to create where that business is, right? Because every human being on this planet has been trained, conditioned, and programmed by those in the external world. And when you first create your business and you get nice and successful to a certain point, and mind you, success is a personal definition. And when you get to this place where you know it's time for transformation, you might have signals like your marketing isn't working like it was, or you're not connecting with people the same. And so your business has evolved to a certain point, but your business only evolves as far as you can. And then it signals that it's time for you to personally evolve because truthfully, your business is a mirror of you. It's a reflection of you and where you are. And transformation can be really challenging because you're challenging all your beliefs. In the system that I work with, there's this whole process of reimagining, and that's an important piece that they need to do as you're going into transformation. And if your transformation isn't aligned with you, guess what? And your business isn't, and it's not going to work, and neither is your marketing. So, Sophie, what things do you see when people come in misaligned and not following their soul's calling?
Well, here's the thing is when you have audience confusion during a pivot, during a transformation, you lose them because if they're getting mixed messages of the old you and the new you, they're not going to know what's going on. It really takes kind of a cutting of ties. You have to be able to let go of what was and jump into and be and really embrace what is. If you're sending mixed messages, sometimes talking about the old things and then sometimes talking about the new things, you're going to lose them. You have to make the complete alignment change, not piecemeal changes. This alignment is really critical in all aspects. And it's got to be, I call it go big or go home, because you're either all in or you're not. There is no happy medium, there is no halfway. This is an all or nothing kind of a thing because when you're ready to make that change and show up as yourself and who you are now and what your business is now, you have to just make that change point blank, put it out there and let the old stuff go away because you don't want to confuse people. It's you now, one thing you can do is you can seed it, and that means you can start talking about change is happening, things are coming to fruition here in a different way. I'm evolving, I'm changing the business. You can allude to it, but once you want, that's fine, but once you start that, there's no going back. And so your next message needs to be, this is who I am, who we are, what we do from here on out. No backtracking, no old stuff. And you definitely have to be clear and consistent and aligned the entire time from that moment forward.
Yeah, what you're talking about is that commitment, that decision, and that commitment. Because I know when you and I collaborate, we talk about how important it is to have that commitment to change as well as the decision to do it because it leads to that confusion. So the worst time for somebody to decide and change their marketing is before they've committed because they just create a spaghetti mess in the market.
Absolutely. They definitely have to be, it's a commitment, it's a decision. And it's, if you're not giving a 100% to this new direction, this new pivot, whatever it is, it's going to fail because you're going to be misaligned. You're going to have weird messaging, confusing messaging, and people are going to wonder who you really are because they're going to be like, you're going to be talking out of both sides of your mouth, and they're going to be like, huh?
Yeah, it's like what the hell? And the thing is that it's not just you, the business owner, right? It's your team. It's everybody involved in your business. Everybody has to be on the same page. So it's really important to get on the same page and to really make sure that everything is in alignment. Because if you've made that commitment and you've gone and worked with Sophie in her department and you get the messages straight and your marketing messages and you have team that isn't on board and you haven't set the internal structures up, it's not going to work because you're going to lose sales, you're going to lose reputation, and a whole lot more.
Absolutely. And this commitment you make to the pivot, the evolution, the change is fully reached in your marketing when you find your authentic marketing voice. Because I know authenticity is a buzzword these days, but when you're truly authentic and genuine, it is not a buzzword and people know it because you're showing up real. I mean, if you look at my marketing, you look at Victoria's marketing, and you look at some of the big wigs out there. I don't know, go look at Tony Robbins, go look at Dean Graziosi, go look at all these big people out there. They are themselves and they have done lots of pivots over the years. I mean, Tony Robbins is not the same dude he was 20, 30 years ago. He's not teaching the same stuff. His business is not the same. He has evolved and grown and changed, and his marketing, his voice, his authenticity has evolved and changed with it, and he has stepped into it. So if once you do that, you can create your core messaging, and then it makes messaging and marketing and execution so much easier because you know who you are, you know what you do, you know what problems you solve, all the different things to be able to cut through that old positioning that said one thing and jump right into your new positioning, your new messaging, and even cutting through jargon and buzzwords, because sometimes if you're following the trend of a buzzword, what your competitors are doing, what the noise is doing, because last time we established it's not competition, it's noise. So the noise, you get to stand out through that noise of everybody else. You definitely have to have your authentic voice and be wary of buzzwords and jargon, because some people may not understand the jargon, or if everybody's hearing the same buzzwords from different people, it's like, okay, so what does it really mean? And who cares? What makes you different? What makes you authentic? What makes you real? And sometimes that means truly getting real, kind of like her and I, and, cutting to the chase, saying a cuss word now and again, showing up with no makeup, no hair done, maybe, not in your jammies preferably, but, hey, some days it's one of those days. And when you show up like that and go, hey, y'all, I am having a shitty day. I am still in my pajamas, no makeup, but you know what? I'm showing up for you, my people, because I truly care and this is who I really am. I didn't have to go in the bathroom and get all fluffy and puffy and made up to show up for you, my people. I'm showing up because I truly care about you and how I can support you. And it doesn't matter how I look today because I'm just having a day. So, it all wraps in together in that authenticity of your marketing voice and who you are.
It really does. And the thing is that the core understanding behind that and what you're talking about showing up in your marketing, whether it's in a video or whether you're on stage and you're presenting something and you're doing a sales presentation and things happen, right? But where it happens, where people get stuck is that comparison, right? You got to come, if you're in comparison mode with you and everybody else, then you're flipping the script trying to follow them and be like them. You're not evolving beyond the industry, because guess what? The industry that you're doing your marketing to, everybody else is just marketing to the expectations or what people say is quote unquote supposed to happen. Love those words: supposed to, should, ought. If it's in your heart and you have an idea for your business and that comes out through your transformation, run with it. Don't compare yourself to others, because at the core of you, you have your soul's intention, which literally your soul's intention, I'm not talking about your soul's purpose, that's a whole other game, but your soul's intention is what is guiding you. And if you're not following that, then your marketing's not going to resonate no matter how good it is. So you hand your marketing over to Sophie and your fractional marketing department, and you're not in alignment with your soul's intention, which there are two. One, which you're here to learn and grow from, which you also bring to your customers, and what is that contribution you're here to make. So it's important to follow that soul's calling and explore it and evolve with it so that your marketing and how people see you, how your team sees you, inside and outside, are in complete alignment.
Absolutely. And when you boldly step into your transformation inside and out, both your physical being and your business's entity, you are making a huge market distinction without even really trying. Because by stepping into all of that, to that epic transformation you're going through, that change, that evolution, and showing up from yesterday to today as this new way of being, that is intended, unintended market differentiation that sets you apart. And again, it's all about stepping above the noise, setting yourself apart. So when you're in comparison syndrome, you hide that transformation, you hide who you are, and you try to fit in. Honey, we're not fitting in. This is real. This is it. You're stepping out, you're getting out of your comfort zone, and you don't care what everybody else is doing because you're going to do you. And that's what really matters.
Yeah, and doing you as it really matters means stepping out of that fear, because the emotional aspects behind it, the doubt, the fear, all of that comes up because we were trained and programmed to belong and to do what other people want us to do. So there are going to be those emotional aspects that come with transformation. And you've got to understand that your emotions are there to let you know where you're at and how you're looking at things. You don't make your decisions from those emotional roller coasters. You got to level out. Yes, decisions in life are emotional based, but you have to follow your heart's call, right? So you've got to navigate that. And in navigating that within yourself, you are going to discover where things are not working in your business, where your team isn't aligned with you, because sometimes your team members that got you where you are aren't the people that are going to get you into your future and where you're evolving to. And let me tell you, navigating those relationship pieces inside your business can be more challenging than doing the shift you need to do.
Absolutely. And this approach of your soul and your purpose and all of those things is part of the plan, part of the picture, because this is a holistic thing. You aren't just doing one aspect of it. It evolves into a strategy. It evolves into heart, mind, body, soul alignment, work alignment, all the different things that are a piece of this transformation. You do still have to do the not so fun stuff, the strategy, the planning, the facts and figures and data to make decisions from all aspects: heart, body, mind, soul, data, and all of it. So let's talk a little bit about strategy here when it comes to transforming your business and your marketing and all that goes with it, because strategy is also a key component of this. So when it comes to the marketing side of things, that's the strategy we're kind of alluding to here is it's an all at once thing. It's a, you're all in. That is actually part of the strategy that you don't even realize is a strategy until you sit down and look at it from a strategic perspective too. You have to prepare yourself, your team, and everything inside and outside of your business for this transformation, for this change. And you can do that strategically. You should do that strategically because it'll be a smoother transition and transformation internally before you go public to the world and show it all to the world. When you have your back end in alignment, and you have your team in alignment and your marketing is all set and prepped to go because you looked at the data, you looked at the analytics, you looked at the market research, and you looked at your internal guide, your intuition, your soul, and all the things that surround you in your life that help you make your decisions, including your team and your internal processes, and you go about it strategically step by step, you are going to know how to come out guns blazing, so to speak. But, and well, I should say, and it's going to be effective because you figured out before you launched it where your priorities are, what your messaging is, where to start, and where how to make it all just go out from there, because you did it strategically, but you also did it holistically and spiritually and soulfully.
Yes. And what you're really talking about, Sophie, is part of the strategy is actually laying the foundation, right? You have the foundation that you've got to create within your business and the buy in from your team. And so, which is part of the foundation. As you work on your strategy, as you look at your plan, I came out of IT, you know, many years ago when I started my business. I came out of IT software development. Well, you have to have your tools in place. You have to know where you're going. You have to have the vision of the outcome that you want and how that's going to work. Notice I said outcome and not goal, because the outcome is what it's going to look like. And knowing what that foundation is its core part of your strategy. It's not just about saying we're going to do social strategy isn't just social media. Strategy isn't just implementing a new accounting software or implementing a new like Microsoft 365. Say you're going from Google Docs to Microsoft 365. It's not just that. You have to plan, which is part of your strategy. As much as people don't like to plan, you know, you've got to know what's your first step. What do you need to put in place? Because the last thing you want to do is go to Sophie and her team for your fractional marketing department and not have your foundation inside your business in place or in place within you. The last thing she needs you to do is go, well, we're going to go this way. Oh, no, we're going to go that way. Oh, we're going to go that way. That's going to cost you a lot of money and give Sophie heartburn.
Yes, I mean, and because we can't do an assessment to create your strategy and your plan if you don't even know what you've decided to do yet, what tool, what systems and processes, what you're delivering, all those different things, because you got to have all your ducks in a row inside your business with your transition, your transformation, what you're offering, and all of those things, so that we can do the assessment and create the strategy that's going to get you the results you're looking for, that outcome you're looking for. Because if you're not clear in that respect and have that strategy and plan in place, it's very difficult to create a marketing strategy and plan that's going to work, because you don't know what you're doing, what you're selling, and how what problem you even solve. So it is absolutely all a strategy, a plan, a step-by-step process that you go through before you make that public announcement, so to speak, that you are now so and so doing such and such for so and so, kind of a thing. And that way you can launch it from the get-go on the right foot and get results sooner rather than later. Because here's the other thing about a big transition, a big change, that you really have to be in alignment, have your in the back end of your business in alignment, your marketing ready to go. Because when you make a pivot to something new, even if it's not 100% new and different, but it is still new, it takes time to get it out there, get it in front of your new ideal client, your new market, your new everything. Because you got to remember, there's still the algorithms out there, there's still the SEO out there, there's still your old stuff is still out there. It doesn't just go away. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to come out very well planned and strategic, so that every effort you're making starts to make that old stuff fall to the wayside and brings out your new you. And the longer you work on that ongoing, the sooner you can get the results, get the outcome, because you are doing it all in strategically, and synergistically and all the things, and you get it all before you made that step into the public eye. Because if you step into the public eye and you're not all set up with your ducks in a row, even if you get clients or make sales, you're likely to lose them because you don't have everything set up, prepared and ready to handle it in all respects.
That's a fact. And one of the things as people go through this transformation and transition is to understand that part of your strategy and part of your plan is that the clients that you've had, the customers that you've had, have actually contributed to your evolution because you're evolving to support them better. And some of your clients and customers will go away, but they're usually the ones that weren't your ideal client anyway, even for your previous evolution, because the ones who are ideal for you are evolving with you. And that's what's really important. So you want to really, as those that are in your circle of customers, be transparent as you're going through your own evolution. I know I've been through my own evolution. It seems like it's a constant, which it really is. And Sophie, you have too. And
Oh,
it,
definitely. I've had multiple evolutions just like you. I mean, I've been in this world for over 20 years. I've been a business for 15 and a half of that. And I mean, I've had three different business names, multiple different business models. But because I'm evolving and changing with not only the times, but with my heart's desire and what I want to do and the life I want to live because of it. Because if you aren't doing any of that, you as a person in life and business are stagnating and not getting anywhere and not really becoming who you really want to be, not achieving all that you want to achieve. And, inside and out, it becomes a battle, and you see health issues, you see problems evolve that come up, and you're like, wait a minute, why am I seeing this problem? Oh, wait, I'm stuck in the past and we don't do things like that anymore. So I'm trying to do the old way, and the new way is shutting me down because I haven't kept up just like everybody else has. All of this, once you get to this point where you have set up everything, you're ready to launch into the new you, the new the new thing, then it becomes about amplifying what you are, who you are, and what you're doing now as opposed to before. And so there's a few, there's strategies around that. There's work to be done around that as a part of your evolution, because yes, you know who you are, what you're doing, all those things. Now it's time to put it out there, and it's time to amplify it. And by that, I mean, what do you do to make sure you're out there and amplifying it and getting heard? And that means several things on the marketing side. You're going to leverage your transformation as a story, using storytelling content to tell your story, because they do still want to know about you and how this came about. And that helps them connect with you and become a one with you, so to speak, because they can resonate with your story, and you're being vulnerable and you're being real. Again, you're being authentic. You also need to shift your positioning, and you do that with the storytelling. You do that with creation of content frameworks that reinforce your new direction. Your content plan has to change along, that's a part of your strategy. Is your content plan changes, your topics change, everything changes so that you can really have this great set of steps, content, and everything you need to amplify this transformation. And then you, of course, need to make it resonate with your ideal clients. So when you're telling your story, you're incorporating the things that appeal to your ideal client, that they can say, "Oh wow, she's done that. She's been there, done that. Oh wow, she learned. Oh my gosh, yeah, you're speaking heart to heart." And that's what really matters, is you come into it to amplify it by coming from that standpoint, telling your story as a part of the launch into the new you, into the marketing world, and making sure everything you're doing has been adjusted so that it can be amplified and get out there.
Yeah, and what you're talking about. So, one of the things I want to clarify for our listeners and our watchers is that as you're launching this out, there are going to be tweaks, because if you wait till everything is perfect and perfectly said, it's going to blow up because you'll never get out there. So it'll be like an implosion versus an explosion. And you want to explode into the new world to be visible and to have it be effective for you. Well, it's going to have to start with some experimentation as you go through, because you haven't done this before, right? And the worst thing you can do is to try to get all your stuff absolutely perfect, because you're still stepping into it. Each time you're going to step more and more, and it's going to continue to evolve, right? You're going to go, oh, that didn't work. So if he's going to find, data that says, well, this messaging said this way, even though it's authentic, didn't quite get the effect with your audience. So it's really about paying attention to your audience feedback as you come along, your team feedback. We can't there is no such thing as perfect.
No,
Let's
there's
get
not
real
in
honest.
anything, whether yeah, I mean perfection, you strive for perfection, and some people even say I or it is imperfectly perfect, because yes, you have a strategy, yes, you have a plan, yes, you have the incorporation of body, mind, heart, soul, intuition, all those things, and we all know change is the only constant in this world. Change is inevitable. And you need to be able to continually transform and evolve as needed, because you may put something out there that works initially, but then it kind of, they call it kind of fatigues. It kind of becomes a little bit tired, and that's where your data comes in as well. That's where you're tracking your metrics and you're setting goals for each initiative you're doing, because as you find the things that work, you begin maximizing those things, getting rid of the things that don't work or trying to fix them. But don't worry if they don't work, it's okay, because there's many other things you can try.
Yeah.
It is experimentation, especially in the first, gosh, I don't know, at least 3 months, sometimes 6 months, because if you've come up with something so revolutionary and so new, getting the point out, getting the point across, and all those things can take time. As you get feedback from people, you get data feedback, all those different things that show you what's working and what's not working. And that's why you do things in chunks as well. It's not like you just go, okay, I'm going to say it. You don't go vomit all over the internet and then go, okay, what worked? You're gonna you go in little chunks. You do a little bit, you do this thing here, track it, you do this thing there, you track it, and you're constantly building and evolving it and tracking it to figure out what finally works, instead of, I call it throwing, I just throwing spaghetti against the wall to see what sticks, into vomiting all over the internet.
Right. And what a visual that creates, Sophie. I think, the biggest thing I'd like to, as we wrap up here, I'd love to say that it's really always an evolution. The transformation is always there. And the more conscious we can be about it, and the more accepting of where things are. And I've got a puppy that's going off here. So if you hear that, guys, she wants to go, she wants attention, I think. I don't know. She's been quiet all day.
Either
Anyway,
that or she's cheering us on and telling us how great this information is, and she agrees with us. She's going, yes, listen to them. They know what they're talking about.
we got it. We've got you, because we can honestly tell you, if you'd like to stay in contact with us, please DM us when you see this in the video. Put your names in the messages. And for me, you can reach me at victoria@heartandsoulceo.com. Connect with me on LinkedIn, which you're seeing this there, as well as on Facebook. And You know, Sophie and I have been down the road. We've had so many mistakes, upsets. We've been experienced in business. I've been there over 22 years now in business. There's not much that will surprise us. So, we're here to help you to have some real conversations. Please join us coming soon. Sophie, you want to share how everybody can get a hold of you?
Absolutely, definitely. And that your pup's consensus there is, the great ending to this live. I love that she started chiming in. She has to get her two barks in.
Right.
So for me, you can definitely comment on this video if you're watching it in replay mode. You can DM me on LinkedIn and Facebook. I am on LinkedIn. I am in Facebook. I am on Instagram. I am on X. I've been there so darn long that I just can't give it up. I don't, I have a lot to get to offer there too. And then, of course, this is also on my YouTube channel. And then my website is fmdstrategicpartners.com. That's F as in fractional, M as in marketing, D as in department, strategicpartners.com. You can book a free digital success session there. You can check out our free marketing strategy checklist and just give us a holler. We are here to talk, to let you, and we're going to tell you the truth. We're going to be real. Just this real talk here extends into our businesses and the way we work with our clients. We are always real. We're always authentic. We're always raw. Well, I can get pretty raw sometimes, it's just who I am. And, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna be all frou and rainbows and sunshine and unicorn. It's, we're gonna be real, and because if you get real with every piece of it, that's what's gonna make it shine and come through. So find me at fmdstrategicpartners.com. Find Victoria at her website. Say that again, please, Victoria.
At heartandsoulceo.com and on LinkedIn and Facebook, primarily. Those are the two channels.
Sounds good. And of course, you will see us again in 1 month, except we'll be on the right day and time. Like we said, we will be the second Thursday of the month at 1 p.m. Eastern. We will be live on all the same platforms, and we'll bringing you our next latest and greatest, hottest topic that we're going to get real on in about a month.
Absolutely. And let's have some more fun and some more real talk. We'll see you guys then.
See you next time. Thanks for stopping by, Victoria. As always, it's been a blast. I look forward to seeing you again next month.